Thanks to Samsung for sponsoring this video. Check out all the cool features in the new Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G, powered by AT&T 5G, out now, including the ultimate gaming experience, super fast charging, a hyper-fast processor, and more.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Comment Show. Last week was a flaming disaster, question mark. So we decided to just keep it regular this time. We went out and we found comments that we wanted to respond to, or we wanted to be grateful for, or we really wanted to dig into, and so we're gonna go with those today. No rules this time, guys. Is everyone okay with that?
All right,
Yeah.
no rules.
No rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freestyle, all right.
Pull them from
No
wherever
rules.
you want to. Let's spin that wheel. Get started.
Look at it go!
Big money.
Spinning the wheel, man. Elsie.
From 1 million views by commenting. Fun fact, the oldest person ever to have lived was a French woman named Jean Calment, who was 122 years old when she died in 1997. The record still stands today. And then Spider Max responded and said, of course it still stands. It can only be broken in another 123 years. And then Ryan Snyder said, I don't think you understand how age works. What video was this on? I don't even remember.
Did you pick this?
What?
Oh yeah, it's from another comment show.
How did we even get to that discussion? What happened? How did we
I don't
get
even
to
know. That's the thing is like, there's such a disconnect. We record these videos, they don't go up for weeks, and then we go and we try to dredge up these comments, and I have no idea what it's referring to.
I don't even know what you just said.
I think our brains are deteriorating.
Absolutely.
Because I literally don't even remember what comment I pulled for this episode, and it was about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. I don't know how you feel about this, Elise, but I think that it could be productive for people to comment on this video with facts and information that don't pertain to anything we've discussed at all.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Right?
I like
Just
that.
to mix it up.
I wanna
Because
listen.
so that way
God.
when John or myself or Elise or any of us go back to this video to try and pull a comment for a future episode, we'll be like, why is there a discussion of like the Cuban Missile Crisis here?
Or if I ever want to look smart to somebody, I can just pull up this video real quick and go, did you know that the first letter in Wheel of Fortune was a T?
You have too much faith in internet commenters there, Ryan. Be careful with that one.
I don't know. I have trouble reading sentences that don't have my name in it, so.
Is that just because you search and highlight for comments that
Yep.
really have your name in them? I do think that's a more interesting idea than just responding to like the "you guys are hilarious" or Ryan's bad sperm comments, you know, which is the usual.
Yeah, dime a dozen.
All right, John, you're up.
I recognize that name. It's from Ethan Savage. Says, John is indistinguishable, even when he's abstracted into becoming a smart home device.
That's not what it says.
Indistinguishable. In the Transformers video, they actually put my username under smart home, and I forgot to tell him not to do that, Don. And so everyone knew it was me, but if that hadn't happened, no one would have known it was me. And Ethan here is saying I was indistinguishable.
No, he didn't say that, though. And you actually asked us to
Yeah.
pull up the comment weirdly, because it says John Smith is completely indisguisable. Not indistinguishable. It's a different word.
That's not a real word. What do you, what?
Having not seen that video, I don't know what this means at all. Are you saying you are a smart home?
He portrayed a smart home in a Funhaus video. And I know that seems like a series of words that don't make sense, but
That was you? I watched that whole video and I was like, who is this?
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you. James, I'm looking at the word right now, and it says indisguisable.
Spin the wheel of illiteracy.
Okay, mine is simple, but it's something that I had a question about. It was Sleep Now in the Fire said, has John Holland become the new Matt Peak? What do you think this means? What do you think Matt Peak embodies as a Funhouse human? And how on earth could John Holland and Matt Peak have that same energy?
He used to have a cult-like following under the cult of Peak, and he was regarded as this kind of like pious pedestaled figure. We'd go to conventions and there would just be masses of people doing this, saying Peak. Like,
Were they getting onto a pyramid, like a human pyramid, to make the peak?
Bringing goats and slitting their throats in front of him.
I think it just has more to do with the fact that they're both pretty subdued most of the time. They both have like definitely a wit, because they will say something and it'll get a big laugh. But most of them wait back in the shadows and then strike. Whereas I think some of the rest of us are more, me specifically, are more just constantly boisterous, filling the air with things that aren't necessarily that funny.
I think it's a cult thing. I think John's starting a cult.
I can see that being like a music cult. People really getting behind the cool songs that he makes. I could see that being a thing. Does Matt Peak cook? John Holland can cook a mean meal.
Yeah, John Holland can definitely cook. Matt Peak makes a lot of banana bread, and I did water his tomatoes for several weeks, so I know that he grows things.
Yeah, Matt Peak mainly cooks dishes out of what he finds in the compost.
I think you put things away in the compost. I don't think you pull from the compost.
I don't know. I'm fairly certain.
All right. Spin the wheel.
This comment is from Moist Daddy, and it was on the Ghost of Tsushima video that we did. They said, Lindsay has the set. Has she found the secret disc? Twist the lid to see. And I was like, what is this guy talking about? They were talking about my lost box set. I also didn't realize at the time of reading this the first time that itself was a haiku of a comment.
They made a haiku about your box set.
So I wanted to show you guys me, and I had no idea that this was a thing. I've had this for 9 years. And I opened it up and I was like, wow, okay. And I'm talking,
Wait,
but I
what was
cut
the
myself
haiku?
off, so.
What?
So
You've
I
had it for
twisted
9
open.
years?
Yeah.
What?
There was
Holy
a disc in there.
smokes.
Guess what was on the disc?
J.J. Abrams porno.
I was going to say Force Awakens.
Guess what was on the disc? It was bonus features.
Oh, bonus feature.
But it was really cool. I had
That
never
is
known that
cool.
was there. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this guy's trolling me. No way. And then I was like, I gotta see. Like, I'm so stupid. I don't know why I'm doing this. And I was like, ah!
Also, the fact that you found that out via a haiku on the internet is actually so cool.
It was full circle.
It's what JJ would have wanted. Spin the wheel. That's really cool.
That is cool.
That was actually really awesome.
My comment comes from our Deadly Premonition 2 gameplay. Could you call it that? Would you call it that? I don't know. Tyler Marquez says, I respect James for doing animated series Mr. Freeze and not Arnold's version. Guy's a class act. If you're gonna do a Mr. Freeze, you don't do Arnold, right? You would do... An Arnold impression is an Arnold impression. I never really even thought of him as Mr. Freeze, probably because the animated series was so burned into my brain, but also...
Can you do both of them for us?
Nora, you will wake you, Batman. Like, that's how that guy sounds. And then the other one is like, revenge is a dish best served cold. So we're going to put on your Sunday finest and have a feast. Like that's just an Arnold impression. It is like if you're gonna go into a room and be like, remember Mr. Freeze, and then you just get to the chopper with ice. Like it's gonna disappear.
I just want to agree. When I think of Mr. Freeze, I think of his catchphrase, Nora, Nora.
It's cold.
Go through the transcripts of those shows and tell me how many times he says Nora. It's probably more than any other word.
Nora! Nora!
You coming at me hard, but that's mostly what he did. He'd be gay at the beginning. He'd go, "What's your plan? I'm gonna freeze Gotham and do all this stuff. Who are you doing it for? Nora!" And then when Batman gets him at the end, he goes, "You stopped me. Now you've prevented me from bringing back Nora." Everything's Nora.
Coincidentally, Ryan backwards is Nora.
Holy
So,
shit!
spin
Yeah.
the wheel.
I actually have a double because they're kind of the same, but it's a little bit of Rooster Teeth Funhouse behind the scenes past trivia, kind of. A nice guy named Fern said, I feel like Ryan is if in an alternate timeline, Chris Damaris was homeless during his early 20s. So I'm just gonna skip over the homeless part and go to, I knew Chris Damaris in my early 20s. Actually, believe it or not many people know this, but I went to college with him and Zach Anner, another guy.
Oh.
Dell46 said, I really want a Zach and Ryan crossover episode. And yeah, we used to work on TSTV, Texas Student Television, back in
Aw.
the fall of 2005 through 2007, I want to say. And
That's where all the big stars came from. That's like, you know, the graduates, like Groundlings and UCB and stuff like
yeah,
that.
so you got Groundlings and you got, way below there is TSTV in Austin, Texas, back then. And it was awesome. And they had a show called That's Awesome. Actually, That's funny. I just said that's awesome because that was the name of their show. It's called That's Awesome, and I wrote the theme song to it. And editor, you can play it right now.
That's awesome, that's awesome, that's awesome, that's awesome. We're silly boys and silly girls that sing and dance a lot. That's awesome, that's awesome, that's awesome, awesome. You're fucking Nazi shithead if you're not watching. That's awesome. La 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 la.
Wow, that's a cool theme song.
They made a cool show that Chris actually asked me to be a part of. I think it was called The Wingman or The Wingmen, and I didn't do it like an idiot. And then they went off to Rooster Teeth fame and fortune.
Wow.
And I was stuck
so you're
in my
saying
garage
that if
making
things
game
had been
shows.
different and you had chosen to be a part of that show, you could be working at Rooster Teeth right now?
That's what I'm saying, James. That's where I could have been. All right, but now I'm just working at Rooster Teeth right now.
It's a beautiful story, Ryan. Unfortunately, we don't have time to read your second comment.
Hey guys, Adam here with a very, very important message. Now, the bathroom, we all use it. I'm currently doing it right now, but we're not all doing it right. But I wipe like a normal person, I hear all of you saying. Oh no, how wrong you are, little Jonathan. For years, bidets used to just be for the rich and powerful, but those days are over because Hello Tushy is here to liberate our collective butts from the tyranny of toilet paper dependence once and for all. For just $79, you can have a clean undercarriage using precise streams of fresh water that require no electricity or extra plumbing. So ask yourself, how much do you spend on toilet paper? How would you like to cut that bad boy by 80%? It's true, you can do it. The Hello Tushy bidet literally pays for itself. Plus, every Hello Tushy bidet attachment comes with a 60-day risk-free guarantee and a 12-month warranty. You seriously cannot beat that. So what are you waiting for? Join the rest of us, the enlightened bathroom users, today by going to hellotushy.com/openhouse to get 10% off your bidet. Once again, that's hellotushy.com/openhouse to get 10% off because you and your butt are worth it. That's not their tagline. I just added it on there. I highly recommend using a bidet.
Did Chris ever go and visit you on the fuck farm?
Yeah, it was a 100-person student co-op that was clothing optional. Is that what you're referring to?
You described it to me as a fuck farm.
I never said that. You called it that. You said, so you lived on a fuck farm. And then I said, well, no, not really, but...
Great, we got a title for the video.